December 7th was the due date of my first pregnancy. I know this because every time I told certain people, an older generation, that my due date was December 7th, they all responded, "Oh, that's Pearl Harbor Day." That was the day that the bombings, the attacks on Pearl Harbor happened. Now, I'm embarrassed to say that I have visited Pearl Harbor, but I probably was not in the right mindset to really understand it or appreciate it. I was kind of young, and I mean young as in my early 20s, and I just didn't appreciate it like I probably should have. Well, this past weekend we took our twins to New York City on a trip, and we had a whole morning set aside to go to the 9/11 memorial. And that is an absolutely beautiful and sacred place. And I really, really believe everyone should go there. Everybody, I think in the world, if you get a chance, should go there and see and understand what that day means. And it really, we happened to be there also with my oldest son and his wife. So they're 25, so they don't remember really anything about 9/11 because they were just... they were 5. And so they don't really have any memories of it. But both my husband and I just remember sharing our memories of that day. And where he was, where I was, how we felt. And just everything that was going on at that time. The unknown and just the fear that we felt, especially both my husband and I did see live in different places we were, but we did see live the second plane hit, which a lot of people did witness that live, and both him and I in separate states had the same reaction, was we are under attack. Just like the grandparents felt about Pearl Harbor Day when that happened. They knew where they were, they remember, and that they were under attack. Now, this was like my 5th time going to the museum, because whenever I go to New York and I have someone who's never been there, I say, you have to go there. And I never can get through it without just tears rolling down because of all the memories of that time. And this was real. This history was real because I remember it, because I remember being there. And when you walk down the stairs, there's this beautiful, it's called the Memorial Hall, and there's this beautiful mural. I'm going to say that word wrong, but anyways, and it's all these different colors of blue. And in the quote it says, "No day shall erase you from the memory of time." And whether or not that's what that quote originally meant, that's not the point. But if you just look at that quote, that no one day that will erase you from the memory of time. And so many times when we were in there, they kept talking about remember, and how important it is to remember. Now, my 15-year-olds did not, maybe it's again because they were young, I didn't feel like appreciated it as much as obviously I do. They just, one, I will not say which one, just didn't even he's like, I know all of this. I've seen all of this on YouTube. I know everything that happened. And I was like, kind of our expectations. I wanted them to just come away just appreciating our country and how blessed we are and what we've been through, and how we need to remember, like during that time, like at the time, how it was so hard, but then how afterwards, and we could share that with them, how afterwards our country came together. Remember. And you look at the scriptures, and why are these stories saved? Why? And over and over and over again, we have stories that are saved about deliverance, about how God delivered, how he delivered the children of Israel, how he delivered the Jews in Hannah's time, how they delivered, how he's delivered you from sin, and how he's delivered all these stories. Remember how God delivers and how he is there. And it is so important to remember. And it breaks my heart to see maybe my children indifferent about 9/11 or not. And maybe I had higher expectations, and maybe they're just, they're boys, so they're probably a lot more quiet about it. But to understand that these were real people just going to work. And literally, they said out of all of those who passed away, they were from 90 different countries, from all over the world. They were the world. And it's just to remember. And some would say, well, why didn't God stop that? Or the pilots felt like they were doing it for all of that. They were doing it for God. And it's like, come on. Can Satan take things and twist it? Could he even twist the way certain people believe in God? And I'm not saying at all that a particular religion, but I do know that people can take any particular religion, and there are extremes, and they can take it and twist it any way. People can read the Bible and twist it any way. People can read the Torah and twist it in any ways. They can read all these things and justify it, and Satan will do that. He will take something good and twist it. And so you just go back to the 10 Commandments. I think all the religions have the 10 Commandments. I could be wrong, but I think they all do. And if anything you're doing, anything, falls under one of those that you're breaking, 10 Commandments, then it's probably not right. So, remember that it is God who delivers us. And does he let people choose bad? Yeah, he does. Because we have to choose him. He's not going to take away our agency, our right to choose. And that goes for good and for bad. So if you're in a dark place, or you're in somewhere or in a situation in your life, pray, look unto God, and I promise you, as you trust in him, he will deliver you. There's so many stories. Remember those stories. He will. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching or listening to my podcast. You can find more podcast or videos at perfectlypattytalks.com, or you can search me up on Facebook or Instagram at Perfectly Patty. Thanks again.